want cheese on that? Put it in there. That's literally what I want. I want to go after the club. Everybody good? Yeah, I got y'all. You know, all right.
Yes.
But here's the reality. Money Mark wasn't ready to be this guy. He wasn't. Why? Because he wasn't disciplined enough. He couldn't be the person who in the last 30 days spoke over 35 times. Why? He wasn't disciplined enough to be prepared for every moment. You know what it takes? That I just spent 2 days with entrepreneurs who flew in from all over the world, speaking for 8 hours, 2 days without a single note. Money Mark wouldn't have been disciplined enough to read an entire book to answer one question for a person. Wow. Money Mark would not have invested his time, his money, his effort, and his energy. Money Mark wouldn't have been in a position to work with pharmaceutical companies. Why? He would have been just impressed and happy to be there, and he would shy away from showing up being his true self. Money Mark wouldn't have been bold enough to stand in a room with CEOs in Mexico and hear them complaining about the employees and tell them the problem is not profitability, it's your personality. Because you're the CEO of your life and the CEO of your business. And the way that you are not confrontational. You now gossip, and you are creating that type of lack of productive tension in the company. So what happens when your personality is causing the profits to dwindle? Money Mark wasn't confident enough to say that. What Marcus Rosier did. And did. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Yeah. Now, enough about me, because here's what's really happening. Every part of your life is you versus you. This is what was happening. This battle between Money Mark was self-sabotaging. The picture on the right, Marcus Rosier, is me speaking at InvestFest. Money Mark wanted it, but Money Mark was not in a position to make a decision that would change his life forever. Now let me tell you how toxic Money Mark is. Y'all still with me? Say, I'm with you, cousin. Money Mark had an opportunity at a very young age to invest in a condominium in Panama City Beach. Now, his investment would have only been $30,000, but you realize how things have changed. That would have been worth millions of dollars. He would have owned the whole floor. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying? Owned the whole floor. Now, Money Mark convinced himself he didn't have the money for it, but guess what he bought? Around this time, How I'm Living and MTV Cribs was out. Any of my 80s babies in the room? Yes. You remember MTV Cribs and How I'm Living, and everybody was buying them Escalades, I'm from Florida, sitting on them things. We were driving them Escalades, sitting on them what, cousins? Okay, y'all welcome to the family reunion. So Money Mark went to the place to buy Escalade, and when I'm there, I got knots in my stomach. Okay, I got pretty good credit. They told me, sir, we can get you in this car for $5,000 down, and how much do you want to pay a month? And they was like, we can get it to about $500 a month. I was like, whoo! Thank you so much. I'm saying thank you for the opportunity to pay monthly payments of $500. So Money Mark pays $5,000 and $500 a month. Now, who remembers when you first got that car that you absolutely loved? Don't you look at me like that. Who remembers it? I'm talking about your dream car. That car that you knew you loved. See, this is back when they had CD changers, y'all. You know, I had the 6 discs, bro. I had to pull the book out. Okay, I'm going to put that 400 degrees in there, that juvenile. Let me get that SWV. I get so. I put that SWV in there, and I remember putting that Jodeci, because that's going to bump. And I remember driving along with that Jodeci, and who remember? Take my money, my house and my car. Come on! I want to hit up. Oh my God, that thing there, and you get halfway through it, you get happy. That CD was wrapped. You like, let me just switch to the next song. Tell me, bling bling. Every time I come around the city, bling, 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 bling. Ah, bling! CD man, they got me messed up. But here's the crazy part. If you remember that time you bought that car, that was your absolute dream car. Who remembers it? You're like, that's my dream car. That's my dream car. You remember the emotion. You remember the excitement. You remember that the whole time, nobody had to sell you on it. You made a decision. You saved up. You took your time, your energy, and your effort to purchase it. Who remembers it, cousin? Yeah. That first drive was amazing, wasn't it? You get in there, the AC was different. It smelled different. It dried. Oh, this is nice. And you pull off, And if you had to describe that emotion in a word, the emotion would be described as excitement.
Yes.
Wouldn't we describe that emotion as excitement?
Yes.
Y'all are not talking back to me. I need you to talk to me like we're playing spades and somebody just reneged. Somebody just cut diamonds, they're gonna play in your face and play diamonds. How you gonna cut my king of diamonds and play ace of diamonds? Okay. So the emotion that you felt would be called
Excitement.
Excitement. Yeah, excitement. And how many of you asked somebody to take a picture of you and you stood in front of the car and was like, and you're like, let me see it. Can you take another one? And you took 3 or 4 of them, and well, my real cousins, who before you drove off, you had to figure out the caption. It is so crazy to think back so many years ago. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Okay, y'all my cousins. That's what Money Mark did. Bought an Escalade, put 2 TVs in the back, put a system in it. Yeah, put them 24-inch rims on that thing. You couldn't have a nice car without the rims. Now, at the same time, he told himself he couldn't afford to invest in a condominium because he was wearing his wealth. He was wearing his wealth. Clothes, jewelry he couldn't afford. So the emotion that he felt about buying a car was excitement, but the emotion he felt about investing in the future was fear. Now, how many of you, the emotion you feel when you made some of your largest purchase was excitement? You were excited about the idea of giving up money and making a monthly payment on something you knew you wasn't going to keep forever. You know you're not going to keep the car your whole life, but you're excited about, I'm going to give you $5,000 in a monthly payment on something that I'm going to eventually get a new one. We've all made decisions like Money Mark, haven't we?
Yes.
How much money would you have if you could have your dumb money back? How much money? So the emotion you feel when you purchase things that were not a part of your future was what emotion?
Excitement.
But the emotion you feel when you get ready to invest in your future is what?
Fear.
Why? Because it is you versus you. Your 2 identities are fighting. You know you want the results that come from investing, but that identity, that's the you inside of you ain't met yet. And the loudest voice in your head and your heart is Money Mark. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? And inside of me, Money Mark and Marcus, while Rosier still rides in the car together, I just never let Money Mark drive. I don't let him drive the car or make decisions. He's still inside of there. And inside of you, you are always going to be conflicted every time you get ready to change your life with the past version of you and the future version of you. Let's go deeper. Behavior psychologists refer to this as identity-based behavior change. It is where whenever we get ready to change our behavior pattern, it is rooted in a belief that pulls us back from it. So here's what the average person does. They make past-based goal setting. So they use their past as the answer key for their future. But your past can't answer your future because all the answers are wrong. So when you set goals using the answer key from your past, you will say, how much do I want to make? $100,000. How much wasn't that everybody goal? Until you made it and then you realize I need more than 100,000. How did you make 100,000 a goal? Because you used your past to set the goal. Simply because you haven't made it yet, you shrunk your goals down to the size of your past instead of expanding your goals to the size of your future. Somebody say, my future's big.
My future's big.
Identity-based goal setting, where I use my future to decide in my present how to react. I don't use my past to set a goal. Why? Because if my past sets a goal, then the present we don't have enough work to do. Back it up like Juvenile for the 99-2000 Okay, my bad. If the past you sets the goal, the present you don't have enough work to do. Because the past you is only going to set a goal based on your limited experiences, your limited belief, so your behavior doesn't change. In adult psychology, if the goal is big enough, the action is big enough, the results are big enough. Who in here got big dreams, big goals? So why are you reducing the size of your dream down and dreaming on a budget. Wow. Y'all okay? Y'all sure? I mean, it is Saturday. I'm thinking we could kick it a little bit. We all right?
Yeah.
Can y'all see yourself in our cousin, Money Mark?
Yes.
Can you see yourself in him?
Yes.
Well, Marcus Rosier, that boy different. That boy different. He the same boy that sat down. Did y'all see that car accident? Yes. That's when Money Mark died. That's when Money Mark died. At that point in Money Mark's life, he had spent his whole life saying all the things he was going to do. And at that point, he finally reached a place that he couldn't get a job. Why? Because I fractured my wrist. I had a neck brace around my neck, and I literally hurt this right side, this disc in my right side that would sit on a nerve in my leg where certain times I would lose feeling. So there were certain days I would have to pick my leg up and couldn't walk. It would hurt me to walk, hurt me to stand, hurt me to sit, so I couldn't apply for a job if I wanted one. And Money Mark died in that accident, and Marcus Rosier asked himself this question. What could you do if there was no such thing as a job or a school to sustain and grow your life? That's an inventory question, because I had for the first time to look inside myself. When that cast came off my wrist, I wrote 23 books in 3.5 months. I wrote Win the Day in 10 days, 1 chapter a day. I wrote The Heart Diary in 1 day. I wrote Can I Keep It 100 in 7 days. I wrote The Journey to Success in about 10 days. I wrote 2 days is not enough, How to Make the Week Feel Like the Weekend. I wrote You Gotta Go Ham from Genesis chapter 17, verse 5. I wrote Cup and Season, 10 strategies to win in life and business and relationship. I can name the books. I wrote 23 books in 3.5 months. The Heart Diary is a poetry book. All of that was stuck inside of Money Mark. And I'm broke, $11.37 in 2015. July 15, 2015 is when that book came out. It's a decade old. By 2016, I'm in 30 countries speaking around the world.